In this video, I'm going to be going over the different loadouts you could run as Spy. However, just note that a lot of these are just gimmicky or just aren't good in general, so don't take this video all that seriously. Or any of my videos, really. Anyways, let's get started. So obviously, this is one of your main choices, just pure stock. I happen to use this one quite a lot in competitive and in pubs too. It's just really good. No actual downsides to any of your weapons, and they're very reliable. Except for, you know, the hitboxes working properly. A bit.
I got sniped. Snipers.
Thanks, game. The stock revolver is at least 80% of people's go-to gun. It deals amazing damage mid to close range and will usually drop people in a few shots if you can hit them right. Stock knife is also a lot of people's default choice just because there isn't any downsides like most other knives. It's even my go-to knife for the sole reason that I know that I won't get screwed over by any of the other knives' downsides. The Invis watch is also my go-to choice just because I can't stand having to wait for my watch to recharge its cloak like how the Cloak and Dagger does or the Dead Ringer does. It's honestly the only good watch Spy has currently, maybe next to the Cloak and Dagger too. I like to call this one the aggressive loadout because you're trying to go in for picks but also using the Dead Ringer to your advantage. The L'étranger is used for shooting enemies for more cloak if you don't quite have your Dead Ringer back. The Big Earner is also used to make a quick getaway and also to receive cloak after every kill. The Big Earner grants you 30% of your cloak back. You can also time your kills with your cloak bar to have it just in time to escape. The Dead Ringer is also a big part of the set because you're trying to be aggressive and go for picks. However, this can be replaced with other watches too, but just know that you won't be able to be as aggressive. I personally hardly ever use this set because I think in my opinion that 25 extra health could save you from so much, and I'd rather not be so risky just to be faster after a backstab. This is the Saharan loadout in its simplest form. Well, because you kinda have to run it with that 33% cloak drain. Holy yikes. The L'étranger is used to either gain your cloak back so you can change disguise or just to be able to cloak around without losing all of your cloak at once. Fuck. I usually use this loadout in pubs to have a fun time while nobody knows they're dying. It's great seeing everyone become so paranoid but yet they don't know who the actual spy is. I'd recommend this set if there's a large nest of sentries or if you just want to practice using other disguises. Either way, it's pretty fun to use. If you can use this loadout effectively, then you'll know what I mean. That's pretty much all I've got for this one. I use this one a lot when I pub. It's fun getting the first stab off and just going from there and living literally everything coming your way. I use this set when stock isn't working too well for me, or if I just want to have fun and be a damage sponge. I also use this loadout in competitive once in a while, either when the enemy team isn't doing that good or if I want to try something else if stock isn't working all that well for me. I'd recommend using this loadout if you're looking for some fun or to try something new. You could also even exchange the revolver for the L'étranger. It's essentially the same thing but gives you more time to try to get the first backstab and not die so easily. Can't do anything? Is the enemy literally making you regret playing this terrible class? Want to change main? Don't worry. The Intel Spy loadout is something I use once in a while on payload to give off information and go for a stab occasionally. The L'étranger is to keep your cloak and dagger at a reasonable range of mobility. Spy-Cicle is to keep those pesky pyros from accidentally lighting you on fire. And the cloak and dagger to sit there and tell your teammates where and what the enemy is doing. Yeah, the enemy is giant homo. Fuck you, pyros. I always use this loadout either on CP Steel or any payload maps on the first point so I can let my teammates know what the enemy is trying to do or coordinate a sentry sap. You could use this loadout to be just a pure intel spy, as in go in for a pick once in a while, but only stick to giving intel to your team to use to their advantage. It's best to sit on high spots or spots where the enemy wouldn't find you so easily. By the way guys, if you want to see some cool spy spots on most competitive maps and a couple of pub maps, let me know down in the comments below. Okay, I've only ever used this loadout when I know we're gonna lose and I just want to fuck around for the final few minutes or rounds, but also not be a massive cunt to my team by not doing anything. This loadout includes the Ambassador, Spy-Cicle, and Dead Ringer. Basically, you're going to be walking around with the Ambassador 70% of the time and just try to go for headshots. This is basically just the Spy meta loadout before the Ambi and Dead Ringer got absolutely fucked by the Jungle Inferno update. The Ambi is your main weapon in this loadout, and you'll rarely be using your knife. The Spy-Cicle is for when you're behind the enemy team and you can easily get a stab and Dead Ringer away, or to finish off an enemy. The Dead Ringer is your escape rope when you think you're taking a lot of damage or about to die. Again, I'd only use this loadout for dicking around on the last couple of rounds or minutes, or just to practice your aim. There's no other reason for this loadout besides that. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a few weeks since I've uploaded a video like this. College and just scrims have been draining energy for me. I will still try to make videos when I can, but for now it'll only just be once in a while. Anyways, I have a Steam group. If you guys are interested in that, I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with it yet, but if you have any ideas, let me know down below. Thank you. Bye.
that's your favorite. Seeing 20 girls